working at all.
Okay, Sauce-Pup, retell the story, Captain Vance.
What? Oh, okay. Okay, this is gonna be really
I
awkward, but
spoke
I
too soon.
kinda.
This isn't working.
Okay, fine, I'll try. Shit.
Just recollect. Sauce-Pup.
Damn it, I was making it up on the fly, damn it. I don't remember most of it now.
Sauce-Pup, narrated by Carl Sagan. Come on, I'll get you started.
Okay,
Inside
fine.
the sauceput is billions and billions and
Man, I'm heading to bed in 5
billions
minutes.
of
I can't take
sauce
this shit.
What? Stacker, just go to General 2.
Well, I also have to be at work at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, so.
Oh.
Baggage shit.
Translates to 4 a.m. for me.
Ah.
Vance, god damn it, we're live, come on.
Boy, okay, fine. Shit.
Wait, no, I'll tell my own story. Stacker, please do not do this.
Please, no! I am
Who the
Slovenian!
fuck just did that?
Okay. Stacker, of course. Okay, anyway. So, I was playing Half-Life.
was that?
I was playing Hyper. I
Satan's
was playing
anal
my
Moon's
God.
Hyper build that I had set up to play. I was playtesting Hyper. Hyper got some really good progress in the remaining minutes of the universe. So I had
Fictional
decided
story.
I had decided to test out a map that I had never. Hey Stacker, could you legitimately stop? Okay.
He left.
Where the fuck
Okay,
did he
good.
go?
Anyway.
What? Where did he
He
go?
went
has
back to go to
work.
sleep because he has to wake up at 5 a.m.
Oh, I didn't like make a leave sound, but okay, go on.
Oh wait, no, okay, I remember some of it.
Oh,
Okay.
fine.
Going.
Okay.
Who's going? Me? Okay. You wake up. It's the okay, fuck, let me start over. I already fucked it up. You're sitting there, thinking to yourself, man, I want some spaghetti. You go to the fridge and pull out a can of tomato sauce that you just keep in the fridge and place it in the pot to start cooking the sauce. You begin stirring the sauce. It's warm. Now it's hot. You think to yourself, man, I really need to test this fucking sauce. Make sure it's that good shit. You take the wooden spoon and take a little taste of the hot, spicy sauce. You say to yourself, man, this sauce is not very good. Suddenly, a rumbling is heard from the pot. You look on in sheer horror. The face of a chihuahua emerges from the pot. It is the Sauce-Pup. He looks up at you, opens his mouth, and without even moving says, "Do not fret, my child. You are a saucy boy." His face submerges back into the
This is
sauce.
Sauce-Pup.
In sheer confusion and wondering if that was Beth's, if your edibles were actually ain't not shit, you decide to put you put the spoon into the pot and feel around for the pup. He's not there. You think maybe the bath salts did kick in, so you decide to ignore it. You get your plate. It's long noodles, angel hair. You place it on a plate because you're not 5 and can handle the responsibility of it, and then place the sauce on top. You mix the sauce and pasta, weaving it. It's tomatoey goodness entering the jungle of long noodles. There's a
Oh
ring.
my
at the door.
god.
Ding dong. Ding dong. You walk to the door, and behind it is your transsexual Asian girlfriend. You open the. She says, "Hey, you got any more of them noodles, fam?" And you say, "Hell yeah, B, of course I do." You both walk to your dining room table in your bungalow apartment complex, whatever, and sit down. You bring her a plate with tomato sauce and pasta, because you're not retarded.
Seducing
down
your
to take a
girlfriend with
bite.
pasta. I'll keep this
She
in
takes a
mind.
bite and says, she takes a bite. Her face, she's not happy. "What's wrong, B? What's up? This sauce is not very good." Suddenly, the plate doesn't rumble, but the sauce and pasta sound like it's moving. The pasta sauce head emerges from the pasta sauce. A single noodle across its nose. It eats it. It looks up at you and says, "Hello again, my son. Do not worry. You are a saucy boy." He quickly turns over to the girl and lets out a bork amongst all great Italian borks. Suddenly, your girlfriend turns into linguine noodles and disappears from existence. You scream a scream as if you just watched yourself grow a third toe out of your anus or something. You're absolutely mortified. and have no
where are
idea
the
what
first
to
and
do.
second?
What?
You said third toe out of your anus? Like, what happened to the first and second?
It's called improv. Listen, it's improv shit posting. You fuck. You don't question it. Damn it.
Yeah, of course. Please continue.
Understandable. Have a good day.
No,
Anyways,
please continue.
where was I?
Guys, there's another update for TF2.
No, Charles, we're telling a story. We're recording it. This is not the time.
Sorry.
This
Anyways,
is fine.
as I was saying, where was I? Okay. You look in horror as blah blah. You look down. Why? Why did you do this to my girl? He looks up at you, and it's with his big, black, pupilled eyes, and says, opens his mouth without moving the mouth, and says, I'm sorry. She was a pasta thought. I had to get rid of her. She was one of them Chef Boyardee thoughty Mahatis, if you know what I mean. His face emerges back into the pasta. You're so confused because it's a fucking plate. Like, how did he get in there in the first place? The fuck? You decide to sleep it off, thinking it's all a bad dream, and return to your bed. You eat your complimentary biscotti because you're also French or some shit, because why not? You go to bed. The next morning, you look over. There's a plate. There's wet, cold spaghetti and dried pasta sauce on the chair where your transsexual girlfriend was. You then say to yourself, so this is what Trump's America is like. You drive to your job in your Gremlin Beetle, whatever the hell. It's a car from like the 1920s, like some shit out of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. When you get to work, you go behind the kitchen. You are the sauce chef in charge of cooking all the sauce for the pasta dishes at your Olive Garden. You go to your boss. Your boss says, change of
Olive
plans.
Garden is for
You.
diabetics.
We're making Alf. Anyways, your boss says, change of plans, person. We're making Alfredo today. You look in fear. No, I'm afraid I can't do that. He says, why? I'm your boss anyways. You have to do what I say. You say in response, the Sauce-Pup will not be pleased. The only Italian person in the entire restaurant drops his Italian authentic metal ladle onto the floor, making Italian finger gestures and looking at the boss saying, he knows what he's talking about. You should not let it he proceeds to delve. He delves into complete gibberish. Your boss doesn't care. He says, just make the gross cheese sauce and leave. Okay, you say. You take your pot. You reluctantly make Alfredo sauce. Suddenly, something happens. The pot begins to shake. The Italian chef's hand motions are getting faster as he looks in sheer horror. You both look into the pot. A small cat's face appears in the pot. You say to yourself, no, it can't be. Yes. The Fredo cat. It couldn't be. The cat looks up at you with his big black beady eyes and says, yes, it is I, the Fredo cat. Now I will spread my nasty Italian sauce that isn't very good to everyone in the restaurant. Suddenly, two giant ladles come out of the pot and start spreading the sauce onto all the pasta dishes, the lasagnas, even the free complimentary breadsticks.
Not
It doesn't matter what it is.
Breadsticks.
The Italian chef, in absolute fear, does a cross with his hands while still doing the finger motions, and proceeds to try fighting it off with his authentic Italian cuisine. He goes to the phone to call his boys Bambino Bombazzo and Tony Spaghettioni to come in and beat up this cat. Meanwhile, you shit yourself and run to your boss screaming, boss, we have a problem. He turns around. Your boss, this white dude, is actually a black Frenchman. You're so confused. Why? Why the sudden change? He reveals himself. It is him. That's right, Bernie Sanders. You ask, why, Bernie? Why have you done this? We can't live in Trump's America. You have to trust me and take the Alfredo pup with you. What's even happening anymore?
The Alfredo
you think
cat.
These edibles ain't shit and eat more of them. Meanwhile, the pot is still boiling. You realize the only thing to do is to make sauce. You quickly run back to your house and take the cold pasta sauce and try to boil it again. Yeah, the fuck you do. At the Ben and Jerry's. Okay. You go. God damn it, it's so perfect. Okay. You go back to your house. You think to yourself, oh shit, I gotta make some good ass pasta pot sauce G or else I'm gonna get fucked. I can't let it win. This is Trump's America now. There's no stopping it. You turn the oven on and begin boiling pasta sauce again. Or however you cook it. I don't fucking know at this point. I'm tired. It's like almost 12. You you cook it, the Sauce-Pup, he's gone. You think to yourself, what happened? After your girlfriend died, you ate all of it. You then realize you drank all the sauce. You think to yourself, could it be? You go to the doctor and ask, hey, can I get one of those things down my throat to see what's in my stomach? He
But then
says,
you
"Yeah,
realize
sure."
you have acid reflux, and you just throw up all the remaining sauce everywhere, in the kitchen everywhere.
You visit your doctor. Your doctor says, you visit your doctor, your favorite Italian doctor, Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario says, hey, how are you doing? Welcome to my... You don't know what he's saying because he's probably half drunk and also fucking Italian. You sit there confused. You ask him to put something down his throat to see if there's something in there. He says okay because he's Italian and he was in the mafia and has seen worse in Vietnam probably. He puts the weird camera device down your throat. You look. You call out for the Sauce-Pup. Your stomach gurgles. You feel intense pain. Suddenly, the Sauce-Pup rises from you, the sulfuric acid inside of your stomach at this point.
Okay, that's fucking
He
disgusting.
opens his mouth. He opens his mouth. Boy, your tummy nasty. What did you eat last night? Your pasta. Aw, true. What type of pasta was it? 10-minute pasta, fam? That's the bad shit. You know that. You say, understandable. Please leave my stomach. He says, okay. We cut to later after you have to use the bathroom. We're not going to talk about what happens. Anyways, back at the restaurant, the Alfredo sauce is spreading. Olive gardens all across the country are serving bad Alfredo sauce, and the Sauce-Pup is nowhere to be found. The Italians are boycotting and have gone to war, firing breadstick torpedoes at the restaurants. Thousands are dying. You drive to the restaurant where it all starts. Bernie Sanders sitting next to the Alfredo cat, talking about free welfare or some shit and how he can fix the world with free college or something. You don't care. You need the Sauce-Pup. You take the Sauce-Pup's huddled mass of a body and places him in the kitchen. Suddenly, it happens. The Alfredo cat hits you with a ladle, knocking you out. You think you're dead. You think it's all over. Could it be? Is it? Suddenly you wake up. You open your eyes. It's the ghost of famous Italian man, Dean Martin. He stares at you. He asks, why am I in this shitpost? I don't know. Does anyone even know who I am anymore? I should probably pick a more authentic Italian people. Give it. Oh, yeah, there you go. There's Dean Martin. Yeah. He says, listen, it's not about that. It's about the sauce. He fades out of existence as you hear his famous song, Ain't That a Kick in the Head, play. You wake up. You know what you must do. You take the entire thing of Alfredo and butt chug it. You don't know why you do it, but you do it. Suddenly, Bernie Sanders looks at you in sheer horror. For what you don't realize is, that's his bloodline. Without it, he'll slowly fade out of existence. The Alfredo cat is consumed. The Alfredo cat is consumed by stomach acid, killing him instantly. Bernie tries to swing at you with a knife. You stab him, and he pops. Alfredo sauce shoots projectilely out of his veins. He screams, my precious fluids, no! He deflates like a plastic bag in a water tub. He deflates like a balloon. As they...
Ben & Jerry's resurrected Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. So, the worst thing
Vermont's
ever happened.
finest.
Yep, Vermont's finest. He screams,
see-
my
you see-
sauce, my precious sauce. The Alfredo leaves his body as he slowly deflates into a plastic flat husk. You stare in horror. Suddenly, all the Olive Gardens begin to implode on themselves into the gaping anus known as hell. You escape.
No.
Your Italian friends are all
This
dead.
is. However, at the end of the story, it turns out that Bernie Sanders simply melted into a bottle of Ben & Jerry's.
He became the Ben &
He-
Jerry's.
So why though?
It was fish food.
He is. You see, he will be resurrected by the Alfredo
the Ben
cat
& Jerry's.
cult,
Yep.
and
Ben & Jerry's
they will work in alliance with the Ben & Jerry's.
Right.
The Ben & Jerry cow, I don't know,
Okay.
to create
Okay, here we go.
the ultimate weapon.
The sentient Alfredo blood scurries away. The Sauce-Pup says, the fight's not over. Suddenly, a Dr. Eggman-esque Ben & Jerry's ice cream tub, specifically fish food if you're wondering, floats down from the sky. Dr. Bernie Sanders has returned, and he's back with a vengeance. He says, if I can't stop Trump, then I'll just destroy the world, because that makes sense, right? He pushes a button. Suddenly, from the distance, a sound is heard. Everyone looks in horror. No, it can't be. The worst condiment ever made. Suddenly, a massive bottle of ranch dressing flies out of the sky. No, not the one thing that destroys any flavor on anything. You wouldn't dare. He
Ketchup.
says, yes, I'm a free college. Man, it's 12 o'clock. Let me finish this fucking story, please.
Yes,
No,
please.
wait.
The bottle's
so my
about
hard
to
drive doesn't
impact.
fucking die.
You only have one chance. You say
Hey,
the one
hey,
thing you know.
I
you
have a better
what?
idea.
No,
Why
Why not
Dendex,
the
he's
choice
talking.
and
Let him
horse?
continue.
Why not the
Just
choice
let him
and cow? Filled with Ben and Jerry's.
Dendex,
That
he was
could-
telling his story. You have interrupted
Listen,
him. How dare you?
everyone's. Listen, I want to do this and then go to bed, and then you can all critique my deep lore afterwards, whatever, that I've been making up for the last half hour. I'm tired. Okay. So, you do one last move, the only thing you know how to do. You take a breadstick, and you run at the bottle. You hit it, and die. You ascend to heaven. God's there. He says, hey, bada bing, bada boom, and all that ashes. Welcome to heaven. You win. You think to yourself, man, life's great. And then you wake up. It turns out you were on bath salts the whole time. You've actually been in a coma for 3 days because of it.
Oh
Or have you?
no!